today we'll be talking about how the Holy Spirit helps us. But firstly, who is the Holy Spirit? The Holy Spirit, therefore, is not just a distant force as some people might think. Instead, the Holy Spirit is a present helper who lives within every believer. Just as Jesus had promised his disciples that after he left them, returning back to heaven, he will pray to the Father to send them the Holy Spirit, who shall guide, teach, and strengthen them, according to John 14:16-17, which says, "And I will pray to the Father, and he will give you another helper, that he may abide with you forever, the Spirit of truth." Now, we'll be talking about how the Holy Spirit helps us, and in different ways. 1. The Holy Spirit helps us in our weakness. As humans, we are limited in knowledge, strength, and understanding. Sometimes we do not even know what is truly best for us. In such moments, the Holy Spirit steps in to help us in our weakness. According to Romans 8:26, which says, "Likewise, the Spirit also helps us in our weakness, for we do not know what we should pray for as we ought to." 2. The Holy Spirit intercedes for us. Beyond helping us, the Holy Spirit also intercedes on our behalf. Intercession means standing in the gap or speaking for someone. There are also moments when words fail us, when our pain, joy, or desires cannot be fully expressed. In such times like this, the Holy Spirit prays for us in a way that goes beyond human language, according to Romans 8:26-27, which says, "The Spirit himself maketh intercession for us with groanings which cannot be uttered." 3. The Holy Spirit guides us in prayer. Effective prayer is not just about speaking many words, it's about praying according to God's will. And this is where the Holy Spirit steps in and intervenes. He comes and exposes the will of God for us to us, then guides us onto its fulfillment so that our prayers are aligned with God's desire. According to John 16:13, which says, "However, when the Spirit of truth has come, he will guide you into all truth." 4. The Holy Spirit teaches us how to pray. Just as Jesus has taught his disciples how to pray, the Holy Spirit continues that teaching within us. He reminds us of God's words and helps us apply it in the place of prayer, according to John 14:26. "But the Helper, the Holy Spirit, he will teach you all things and bring to your remembrance all things that I said to you." Through the Holy Spirit, scriptures come alive in our hearts, and we begin to pray with understanding, faith, and confidence. 5. The Holy Spirit empowers our prayer life. Prayer is not meant to be a dry routine, but a powerful and living connection with God. The Holy Spirit energizes our prayer life, giving us boldness, consistency, and spiritual sensitivity. According to Ephesians 6:18, "Praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit." Also, when we rely on the Holy Spirit, prayer becomes less of a burden and more of a relationship, an ongoing communication with God that is filled with life and meaning. Now, in summary of all we've been talking to from the first video of the Lord's Prayer, the Lord's Prayer as taught by Jesus is a complete pattern for how we should pray and live. 1. It begins with honoring God, recognizing Him as our Father and giving Him reference. 2. It is a call for God's kingdom and will to take priority over our own desires. 3. It teaches us to depend on God daily for our needs and sustenance. 4. It reminds us of the importance of forgiveness, both receiving it and giving it. 5. It guides us to seek direction and strength to overcome temptation. 6. It ends with a request for protection and deliverance from evil. In all this, we see that prayer is not just about asking, but also about alignment, relationship, surrender, and trust in God. Therefore, as we have learned so far, we are encouraged that we aren't walking this journey of Christianity alone. Instead, we are walking the journey of Christianity with the Holy Spirit, as He's our constant helper who guides us, strengthens us, and makes our prayers effective according to the will of God. The journey does not end here. In our next video, we are going to be talking about spiritual gifts. Action points. Pray and ask for the grace to be able to surrender to the leading of the Holy Spirit, acknowledging the Holy Spirit as our present helper and asking Him to intercede for us in our areas of weakness, while also yielding our hearts to His guidance to pray effective according to God's will.